Oh God, I think I'm live. Let me tell you guys, I'm having a cold. Hmm. Well, welcome to the live stream. Oh my God, welcome to the live stream. Hey, I think before people join in, I usually have a lot of. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Oh my God. Hey, what? I am having a cold. Anyway, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. My good name is Omboy. Thank you so much for being here. Lord, I don't know if you guys have a cold because I do. Okay. So today we're gonna be talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you. Okay, because we all know that I don't think we are the same people after we grow up or after we become adults. I don't think we are the same people. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be talking about. Let me wait for you guys to join in. Honestly, I'm trying to look good for the show, but God, it's so cold. I'm having a cold and stuff. Okay, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. I know people will be like, "Are you the same person from yesterday?" Welcome to the live stream, you guys. You're talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you. When you grow up, or like when you're a child, you always say that you want to become an adult, you want to grow up and become an adult, but nobody prepares that for what that means literally. Okay, because honestly I miss so many parts of my childhood. Okay, but welcome to the live stream. My good name is Wamboy. Can you like the live stream and subscribe? We're talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you. Okay, I do think that everybody talks about freedom in adulthood. I want to grow up and become an adult. I want to grow up and become on my own. I want to grow up so that nobody tells me what to do. Uh, Nobody talks about the things you quietly lose along the way. Okay, nobody talks about the things that you lose along the way when you become an adult. Waldy Johnson. Waldy Johnson, welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? Welcome here. What do you feel about the topic of the day? Okay, when we were younger, adulthood looked exciting more than anything. Okay, it looked exciting more than being a child. It looked like freedom, it looked like money, it looked like choices, but nobody warned us about adulthood, what we would literally lose. Okay, God, we have a lot to uncover on this topic. Make sure you subscribe. Insatiable is my name. Says good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, what are some of the things that you felt like you've lost when you've become an adult? What are some of the things that you feel like adulthood have stolen from you? I think one of the things that adulthood have stolen from me or have quietly taken away from me is my friends. Okay, remember back in the day when you were just children playing around, just enjoying each other's company. Honestly, I don't have any friend from back in the day left, like within my circle. I don't talk to most of these people. Okay, I feel like adulthood took away my friends from me. Okay, in adulthood I think friendships become harder. Like everybody moves in their own direction. People are becoming busier, people are becoming distant, people are becoming tired, people are getting married, people are having children, you know and unfortunately also some people are dying. So I feel like one of the things that adulthood have taken from me is friendships. Okay, so friendships stop being effortless right now. so that I can be able to have friends around. God, you gotta put in some work, okay? Is back in the days, it used to be like you're outside and then you start whistling like, and then people just show up and show out, and you just start playing. Right now, to be able to do that with anyone, you really have to to be around them, okay? Right now, friendships just require a lot of energy. Okay, guys, we're talking about adulthood. What is one thing that adulthood took away from you? Okay, something that is really like life changing and stuff. Something that adulthood have taken away from you. Okay, my good name is Omboy. Welcome to the live stream. Guys, consider liking and subscribing. My name is Omboy. I come from Kenya. I was born and raised in Kenya. I normally go live every day, Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So today we're talking about some of the things that adulthood quietly stole from us or steals from us and still stealing from us. Okay, I've talked about friendships. I think that adulthood have taken away one of the best friendships that I used to have back in the day. I have lost contact with my childhood classmates. That's one of the things that adulthood have done. We all moved in different directions. Some people stayed around and started families, but we were never the same again. I think that's one thing that adulthood have taken away from me, guys. So let me know, what is one of that thing that adulthood have taken away from you? Okay, and when we are at that, do you think adulthood makes people practical or just tired? Do you think adulthood makes people more practical or just tired? uh okay. Insatiable says, my pets are my friends. Okay, but don't you miss anyone from back in the day when you used to be younger, you used to be a child? Okay, I feel like right now as a grown-up, honestly, friendships have become so like tiresome. God, you gotta put in the work. You gotta call. Adult friendships are one of the hardest to maintain because you really have to put in the work. Okay, so you remember how you used to go out with your friends without a plan? It was just like, oh, can we hang out? And boom, no expectation, no nothing. Right now, you have to plan. So I feel like friendships are way complicated when you are an adult. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. We're talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you. I think another thing that adulthood is quietly steals from you or takes away from you, I think it's your parents' youth. Okay, so I feel like time with family changes a lot. Parents age, cousins drift apart, home stop feeling the same. Some people realize childhood is over only after one specific moment. Okay, I think so. Another thing that like I feel like growing up or becoming an adult have taken away from me is back in the day, like when I was a child, my parents were so young, they were just there kicking and stuff. Right now, you get to realize that your parents are getting older and older and older, and it's not good just to think about your parent as an old person. Okay. So what's something that adulthood stole from you personally? Let me type that for you guys. I'm having a cold, that's why today I'm all, what is it, covered up. What's something adulthood stole from you personally? Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is Womboy. What is something that adulthood stole from you personally? Something that adulthood have really changed about you? God, today I'm having a cold. You guys, you have to be ready for a lot of sniffing, a lot of, I don't know. God, I don't know if it's cold from where you're at, okay? Guys, remember we're talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you, okay? I feel like adulthood takes so much. Okay, adulthood comes with a lot of freedom, okay? You now get to be in charge of your life, but I feel like that being in charge of your life also comes with a lot of disadvantages. And sometimes the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. What's something adulthood stole from you personally? Insatiable says, I don't know. Okay, it's a reasonable answer. Okay, you don't know. Um, okay, I feel like also, I feel like one thing that adulthood have taken away from me is my innocence. Adulthood have taken away my innocence. Okay, so guys, we have a question. What's something adulthood stole from you personally? I think my innocence. Okay, I can't believe that I'm not innocent anymore. That like I just want to go back to being innocent and not doing anything. I just want to go back to being that innocent person that I was. Okay, I'm still innocent. You can't take that away from me. But still, I feel like adulthood takes away people's sense. And then the world is never the same again after your innocence is gone. You realize not everybody means well. Some relationships are convenience based. Royalty becomes rare, you know. Yeah, so that's another thing that I think adulthood have taken away from me. Unfortunately, my innocence is my my innocence is gone. Okay, I want my innocence back. Okay, I just want to be in a scenario where like people are talking about something that's really nasty, but I cannot relate. Okay, people are talking about how people are evil, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I just want to be that person. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. My good name is One Boy. Oh my God, today we're talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you. Things adulthood quietly steals from you. And I'm having a cold. I do miss some things I did as a child. What are some of the things that you miss that you used to do as a child? I think one of them for me is playing. Like, we used to enjoy game playing so much, and it used to be so effortless. You would just get out there and start playing. Just that was just it. Okay, I miss, honestly, me, what I think I miss is the randomness, the spontaneousness. Life was so spontaneous back in the day, and because I grew up in the farm, it was even more spontaneous. Okay, so I feel like one thing that I miss about my childhood, or like being a child, I just miss that life being so spontaneous, no plans, no appointments. Yep, that's what I miss. And Sasha says, I hope you feel better. Okay, thank you. I am having a cold, but thank you so much. Guys, welcome to the live. We're talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you. So, what is something adulthood stole from you personally? I think for me, I've just said adulthood have stole my friends. Like, we lost contact with these people. Everyone went in their own direction. Even if we gain contact again, we can never be the same again because we've already drifted apart. People have gotten into different type of things. We don't know each other anymore. Another thing that adulthood have stolen away from me, or have taken away from me, is my innocence. I just missed back in the day where people would say nasty stuff and I wouldn't relate, because honestly I wouldn't. Okay. I also feel like another thing that adulthood have taken away from me is like, you know, back in the day you used to know your parents are strong, and that's it. Now as an adult, the fact that your parents even make you their friend, and like you get to know their problems, you get to see them doing live, and you get sometimes to feel like you have maybe to come through to help here and there. That's heavy. That's heavy. Okay, that's something that's really heavy. Okay, so you guys, thank you so much for being here. So let me know, ask me anything, let me know where you're watching me from. It's really cold out here and I'm having a cold, so I think I'm drinking lemon water. It really helps with like tonsils and stuff. Okay, so we still have the question, what's something adulthood stole from you personally? What's something adulthood stole from you personally? Anasi. Anasi says hi. Hi to you, Anasi. Welcome back. How are you doing? So, what's something that adulthood stole from you personally? Some of us, we have said it's like we lost our contact with our friends. We miss the childhood memories. Yeah, there's a lot of things we miss our parents being young, and stuff like that. I think another thing, I just miss the way like I didn't have any bills to pay. They were like I was just sitting around and eating, not worrying about who is paying. I just miss that. Like right now, even when you achieve something, even when you win, that win is short lived because you're already thinking about, let's say you just bought a car, you're thinking about how will I be able to fuel this car. Let's say you bought a house, you're thinking about how will I be able to maintain this house. Honestly, it's all about bills. And you see, like the way as a child you always used to be happy with the smallest thing. You have a new doll, you are gifted at school because you want something. That happiness used to be like almost permanent. Okay, it's never the same again. Literally, it's never the same again. Never the same again. Like you get to be, what is it called, you can't. Right now I have one, right now I have kind of one of the things that I always thought that like I would never get over is me graduating from university. And I gotta tell you, after we graduated, the next day life went back to usual. If you were sad the day before graduation, you went back to being sad. If you were happy, you went back to being happy. Honestly, like I just, if I was a child, I would have been celebrating that for five years. Okay, but the fact that like as an adult you don't have time for that, or you don't even think about that, is really scary. Okay, so you guys, if you're watching this and you haven't said hi, say hi. I want to talk to you guys. I think today I'm leaning more towards like free conversation instead of structured, because as I said, I'm not feeling great. But there's power in showing up even when you're not feeling great. There's that whole it's called consistency. Okay, showing up every other day even when it's uncomfortable. Also, I think another thing that I miss about childhood and something that adulthood of, when I used to be a child, I could do a lot of activities without getting tired. But you know why? Because I was allowed to rest. Like you could literally just rest for hours without thinking. So right now as an adult, if you rest, like for example, even this show, the reason why you show up even when you're not feeling great is because if you take a break, nobody is feeling in that for you. Like life is still waiting for you, so you gotta push yourself. Like even during breaks, your mind is busy. Like you're thinking about, oh my god, what am I gonna do about this? There's constant pressure about improvement. There's constant pressure about like, oh my god, how can I be able to multiply the money that I have? How can I be able to keep earning? How can I be able to keep surviving? And I think that's a lot. Okay, you guys, you're talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you. Okay, let's mostly focus on the questions right now. I would really appreciate if you guys were to answer these questions. Hey. And yep, I have a cold. Do you think adulthood makes people colder? That's the question. Guys, if you haven't liked the live stream, can you like the live stream and subscribe? Do you think I just had a do you think adulthood makes people colder? uh Anasi says blah blah blah, how are you doing for okay, so thank you so much for tuning in, Anasi. Guys, welcome to the live stream. We have the question on the screen. Do you think adulthood makes people colder? Okay, as a child, we used to be all bubbly and stuff, running up and down, celebrating things. So, do you think when people get become adults, they become more colder, or is it just the reality of life hits, and people have no time to entertain you. Okay, so do you think adulthood makes people colder? Let me wait for you guys to answer that at least. Do you think adulthood makes people colder? Do you think adulthood make people colder? Okay, you know, people used to say, especially families, okay, when people, when you grow up, let's say it's your aunties, your uncles, people like saying that, like, oh, you know, you've changed so much, you're not the same person anymore. But is it that you've changed, or is it that they can't handle an adult version of yourself? Okay, is it that they are so stuck with the childhood version of yourself that they can't handle you being an adult? Do you think adulthood makes people colder? That's the question that we're asking. Okay, I honestly feel like the reason why people think that, like, adulthood makes people colder is because most of us, we are stuck. We want the childhood version of people, and people cannot really be that and nothing else. Okay, people cannot only be children. A time comes for people to be adults, and even as the adults in their lives, as the parents, let's say as the relatives, you gotta be willing to embrace that. But I don't feel like many people are ready for that. Okay, people don't realize how becoming an adult really changes you. But you'll hear people saying that, you know what, you've changed so much, you are not the same person that I knew back in the day. Yes, I'm not the same person that you knew. You are absolutely right. I'm not the same person, because adulthood changes you in ways that nothing else will ever will. Growing up, it's a. I feel like growing up is like facing a monster. Okay, and people expect you to be the same. You can never be the same. Guys, we have a question on the screen. Do you think adulthood makes people colder? Like, do you think adulthood makes people meaner? What do you think adulthood makes people to be more distant? Okay, yeah. Kind of like the live stream. I'm personally saying that I don't think it does. I think people are just so stuck in, like, people want you to be a child forever, or even if you grow up, they want you to have the childlike spirit forever. But people don't realize that, like, the things that you face as an adult, you cannot remain the same. They have taken away your innocence. How can you remain the same? How can you become the same person again? You cannot be the same person anymore. I don't think so. uh okay. What part of childhood do you miss the most? Wow. Hey, YouTube is really funny, okay? You can't use the word child without getting flagged. God. Okay, I wrote, what part of childhood do you miss the most? And I think that comment was flagged or something. God, okay? You can talk about children on YouTube. What do you miss? What do you miss about being young? Which, what I really mean is, what part of childhood do you miss the most? Okay, uh, what do you miss the most? Is it friendships? Is it the fact that you didn't have to worry about anything? Is it, what do you miss the most? Honestly, to be really honest with you guys, I really enjoy being an adult. Okay, I enjoy being an adult first because, honestly, even though we do talk about, like, when you're an adult, there's so many bills. God, I would rather have the bills and have control of my life. I don't want. I feel like childhood is hard because somebody okay, it's your parents because they have rights, but it's people constantly making decisions for you. Not to mention that like you have to be around this bunch of people that like you really didn't choose to be around, and by that I mean siblings and stuff. Not in a bad way, but I'm just saying that like honestly, uh, what I love about adulthood to even begin with is like the way you are in control of your life. Okay, you can shape your life, you can become anything. uh as an adult you can become anything and there's no limitations. The only limitation is yourself. Okay, as a child you have people who you have to answer to. You have people who are hanging around you that like you didn't choose them to be around you. So speaking of that, so what do you miss about being young or being a child? What do you miss about being a... I think I just miss the spontaneousness of life and the fact that there was no responsibility. But the fact that I say that bearing in mind that honestly I just wouldn't want to be a child anymore. No, no, I want to be an adult. I want to be an adult. I want to be in control of my life. I want to wake up and decide what I want to do with my day. I want to I want to decide what I want to do with my life. I want to decide who I want around me. I want to, yeah. Everything about adulthood is really nice when it comes to freedom. Okay, what do you miss about being a child or being young? What do you miss most about childhood? And when you're typing anything to do with childhood, be real careful. YouTube flags anything. Today I'm not feeling great. I'm having a cold. Like, woo, I don't know if you guys where you're at, if it's cold. uh-huh. Uh-huh. What do you think adulthood makes people colder? What part of what's harder, being a child with no freedom or being adult with too much responsibility? Okay, let me ask myself this question. What's harder, being a child with no freedom or an adult with too much responsibility? What's harder? I think what's harder for me is like being a child with no freedom. God, I feel like childhood was so hard. And the other part of childhood that I didn't like is where you have to sit down and wait for people to make things happen for you. You want something, you have to ask somebody for it. They might tell you no, they might ask you where you took the other thing that they had got you. No! Guys, let me know what's harder, being a child with no freedom or being an adult with too much responsibility. I think being a child with no freedom is literally harder. Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. Can you like and subscribe? My good name is Omboy. We're talking about things adulthood quietly steals from us. Okay, you know, when you're a child, you do have a lot of things to look at, or a lot of things that are out there. Okay, you don't have freedom, but you got a lot of things going on, no responsibility whatsoever. But then when you grow up, you realize that there's some parts of childhood that were really fun, okay, that were really interesting. I feel like as an adult, freedom comes with fear. Okay, even though you have the freedom as an adult, it comes with fear. Nobody tells you adulthood is mostly decision making, and any decision that you make affects your future. Okay, any decision that you make, any direction that you look at, that really affects your future. And nobody, I don't think anyone prepares people for that. Okay. Oh my god, this call is just annoying. So I think, in my opinion, I think maybe adulthood isn't about becoming a completely new person. Okay, maybe it's learning how to protect the parts of yourself, uh the one that you want to keep. Okay, maybe it's about learning how to protect the parts of yourself life keeps trying to take away, because there's so many parts of yourself that you want to preserve. Okay, For example, for me, I want to preserve my childlike spirit. I want to have a childlike spirit even as an adult. I really envy that. Okay. Also, another thing that I want to keep, something from childhood. I want to keep. I just don't want to be caring. Okay, if you could be able to keep the whole don't care mentality of a child, if you could be able to keep that attitude, I think things could really be fine. Okay, so let me know some of the things that you would like to keep. And honestly, you guys, you can ask me anything. Let's keep the conversation open because honestly, I'm not feeling great. So you guys ask me anything. Josh says, how long? Okay, God. This called, hey, long time no see. Long time, Josh. I'm just passing by working at night, but to the question, I can say adulthood has stolen my ability to look at the opposite sex without thinking of something sexual. Wow, I didn't think about that. Okay, honestly, me personally, let me tell you, let me give you guys a story. When I went to primary school or elementary school, what we used to do is like it used to be mixed boys and girls, and teachers would make sure that like you would sit, as a girl, you would sit between two boys, a boy would sit between two girls, and we really have, what are they called? Are they called cooties, where like you don't want to, like, no, I don't. I honestly, I would cry not to sit between two boys when I was in elementary school. I can't believe that right now. You would really piss me off if you told me to sit with two ladies. Okay? So literally just what you're saying, just says, uh adulthood has stolen his ability to look at the opposite sex without thinking of something sexual. I think adulthood have stolen that from every one of us. Okay, can you look at the opposite sex without thinking anything? And that's what I was talking about. I think adulthood have taken away my innocence. I like the fact that I was crying not to sit between boys. God. Faricia says hello to you, Faricia. Oh my God, welcome back. How are you doing? We talked about things adulthood quietly steals from you. Okay, things adulthood quietly steals from you. Okay, we always talk about things that come with adulthood, the good things that comes with adulthood. Okay, but we never talked about the things that adulthood takes away from us. For example, just said that like adulthood have taken away his ability to look at the opposite gender without thinking about sex. Okay, for instance, says I'm fine. Oh, okay, okay, if you have the answer to the question, things, something that adulthood have taken away from you, it could be minor, it could be major, doesn't matter. Okay. I think adulthood have given me so much responsibility when it comes to everyone. I keep feeling this feeling of like I want to save everyone around me. And mind you, it's not like I've saved myself, okay? I just want to go back to when I used not to care. Like, you're having problems, sorry. I don't know what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do? And I'm there asking you, guy, God, what are you gonna do now? The fact that right now, like when even people around me or like people come to me, they are having issues, I just try to like, I miss the days where like I would tell you, oh my God, so sorry for that. God, Lord, what are you gonna do? Okay. Oh, Jacob, it's been a minute. Hi, homeboy. Hi to you. How are you doing? Are you okay? Yeah, it's been a minute. How have you been? Okay, guys, we're still talking about things adulthood quietly steals from you. Things adulthood quietly steals from you. Okay. I think we I've talked about the way friendships. Somebody have talked about the way that like adulthood have taken away his innocence. You know. Uh-huh. Jacob says, sorry, haven't been on a lot. Haven't been on a lot of work. Have been Okay, I know, I understand. Thank you so much for showing up. Okay. Now, what do you think when it comes to the topic? Honestly, I'm having a bad cold. I don't know if I can hold up the whole time. But we've been talking about things adulthood quietly takes away from you. Okay. We've talked about. I think I've talked about like friends. Okay, you lose your childhood friends. Another thing is like life used to be spontaneous and free, and all of that. Okay. Yeah, it's really cold out here these days, so most of us have a cold, and I just caught this cold today because I was cleaning. Yeah, so I will not be able to do the whole time that we usually come on here, you guys. But okay, let's try and see how long we can hold up. Okay, guys, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Uh, we're still talking about things adulthood quietly steals from me. And I think my last question: what do you miss the most about being young or like childhood? Okay, you guys can also ask me anything. You can also ask me anything, you guys. Would really appreciate that. Uh, I think another thing, where, okay, let me tell you, this one is personal, honestly. Another thing that adulthood have taken away from me is my ability to dream like a child. Okay, let me tell you, when I tell you the things that I wanted to be as a child, they were literally out of this world, unrealistic, and I honestly believed in them. You couldn't tell me anything. You couldn't tell me that I wouldn't become those things. I honestly believe that I would become those things that I wanted to become. Okay, so but I feel like right now as an adult, dreams have become more realistic. Okay, I just don't wake up like I used to and say that like, oh, you know what, I'm going to become a pilot. I don't wake up and say those stuff. It's realistic right now. I'm like, okay, what grade are we working with here? And then when I realize maybe the grade that we are talking about is not really realistic, I'm like, nope. Okay. I think some dreams change because of responsibility, okay? Also that now that you are an adult, you see it more realistically. You begin choosing stability over passion sometimes. You know, as a child or like back in the day, you are doing this just because you want to do them, not because they are realistic, not because of any responsibility. Right now, when you look even at the jobs that we are choosing, we're not doing these jobs. For example, like caretaker or like working at a nursing home, cleaning people. That's not something that you dreamt about when you were a child. Okay, nobody dreams about such things. But as an adult, you gotta go with what's realistic. What do you have to do? You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. Oh my god, I think that's a huge one for me. Really, that's a huge one for me. That's a huge one for me, guys. Welcome to the live stream, guys. You know what? Today, honestly, this cold is really annoying. God, I think I need to sleep or something. Okay, but if you still have something to say when it comes to the topic, let me know. Um, Hopefully, with the wearing the jacket, the cold will go away by itself. But wow. Uh, oh, okay. God, I did have so many questions, but God, I can barely concentrate. Uh, do you think adulthood makes people colder? No, I think it makes people more realistic. At what age did life start feeling real? At what age did life start feeling real? For me, I think 17, because at that point I was finishing high school. I was getting out here, and yep, it is what it was. Like, life was becoming more real. Like, it's either I got something or I don't. So I think that's the age that things started becoming real. Okay, you know what, you guys? I really like appreciate myself for showing up today, even though like God, I just wanna sleep. I'm having bad what are they called? Sore throat. Okay, So, but you guys, thank you so much for being here, you guys. Honestly, I just need to rest or watch something or like relax. We're gonna meet on the short side, you know. So, guys, I think I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Hopefully, I'll be feeling way better tomorrow. Okay. So, you guys, thank you so much for being here, and yep, until next time. Bye bye.